Hey everyone, it's me, Stateside Footy, and this is my September USMNT camp prediction. Uh, the day you're seeing this, the September camp should already be out. That lineup should already be released to the public. But this is the team I want to see. This is going to come out obviously after, so you'll already know what it looks like when you see this. So I'm going to say what I would like to see, and then later on I'll do my reaction if I agree, disagree, who I would have picked instead, yada, yada, yada. Starting off, goalkeeper. Got to be pretty easy decision, I think, for Greg here. Matt Turner, Ethan Horvath, Sean Johnson should be our three. Obviously, Stefan out injured. He was the only other option, in my opinion, and he's been out of form recently, in my opinion. I don't think he's been playing overly well for Middlesbrough in general. From those three keepers, our starter should be Matt Turner, I believe. I think that he's gotten comfortable at Arsenal. He's challenged himself, and he looks a little bit better. He looked pretty good in Europe the other day in his European debut. Playing right back for the U.S., starting off with Serginho Dest. Even if he's just a bench player for Milan, it's still better than he was getting at Barcelona, where he wasn't even being included in the bench some games. Second, I would have Joseph Scally from Mönchengladbach. He plays in a back five with Gladbach, so I'm not too sure if he's really going to be a good choice for us at right back moving forward, just because he's not used to a back four system that we play in the national team. Third right back, I'm going to go with Reggie Cannon, who realistically will probably be our backup over Scally, but that's my I'm going to put them as my three in no particular. Well, Dest is one. Dest is the starter, I think, in my opinion, and he should be there over be starting over Scally or Cannon. Cannon's probably my two, but I could see him or Scally being the two. Center backs is where things get interesting because you could make a case for a few MLS center backs. You could make a case for obviously Aaron Long. There's obviously James Sands, who just moved to Rangers recently. However, I'm going to take five center backs in the September camp. Starting off with Cameron Carter-Vickers from Celtic. I think he's an excellent center back, and watching him play, he is very, very good. Chris Richards is my second center back. Recently moved to Palace. Even not getting the game time he probably wants at the moment, but he is very good. And getting a move from Bayern Munich to Palace, you know he's a talented player, especially with the direction Crystal Palace have been moving. You know they're not going to sign someone that's not of that level. Third is the only MLS player I'm including in this list, or in this center back list, excuse me, Walker Zimmerman. Could see him with the armband if Pulisic, him or Pulisic with the armband, obviously. I don't even know why I'm considering it. Pulisic is our captain, but Walker Zimmerman, another leader in that defense, and I could see him starting as one of the optional starters over the World Cup. Fourth, I've got Eric Palmer-Brown, who's playing with Troyes, who he's solid, but he could be better. He's 25 now, playing with Troyes. He's a solid option off the bench for if we decide we need to add another center back in late in games. Mark McKenzie is my fifth option, and I'd probably not put him, and that's not in any particular order for the center backs. However, I would like to see Cameron Carter-Vickers as one of our starters against Japan in the September camp. I think he needs to get the game time for the national team in order to see what he can do and if he has earned a starter spot for the national team come the World Cup. I personally think he has. With the way he's played for Celtic, I'm pretty sure he won like Defender of the Year in the Scottish Premiership or something of that along that lines, or Celtic's Defender of the Year, who were the champions of the Scottish Premiership anyways. Moving along to left back, I'm going to go with Anthony Robinson, obviously from Fulham. Actually, outside shot for center back coming in, could see Tim Ream. Could see him with an outsider's chance of coming in and playing that left center back spot solely for his partnership with Anthony Robinson. I think he could be in with a shout, even though he's 34 years old. He brings experience, and he brings an already settled partnership with Anthony Robinson. So, obviously, Anthony Robinson, my starting left back. Second left back, I'm going to go with Sam Vines from, I believe it's Royal Antwerp FC. Missed out on Conference League, but he's getting consistent game time in the Belgian League. And I imagine he'll get plenty of game time coming into the World Cup, and I think he needs to get adjusted to the system just in case something were to happen to Anthony Robinson, he would be a solid replacement at left back. Playing the DM or 6 position, I'm going to go with Tyler Adams starting off. Obviously, he's our 6. He's going to be our 6 the entirety of every minute of the World Cup if we need him to be. Coming off as the second 6, and I'm actually going to talk about I'm gonna talk about the 8 first, and then I'll come back to the 6. Weston McKennie is our starting 8. I mean, I don't think that's an argument whatsoever. Our 6 and 8 backups could play both positions. Kellen Acosta being one of those, Luca De La Torre being the other. So you could put them at the 6 or the 8. Either one, both of them are backups to those positions. I think it's a lot of people may argue, why Acosta, MLS bias, blah, 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 blah. First of all, I have no MLS bias. That's why I didn't put Aaron Long in the team. Aaron Long is like MLS bias 101. Anyways, Kellen Acosta's free kicks alone, late in games, bringing him on to play, a position. Maybe you take off Anthony Robinson, you switch to a 3-back of some sort, and you put Acosta on free kicks. We get a deep free kick. I trust him to put that ball in. I trust him on corners. I think he's an excellent deliverer of the ball. I think he's very good sub to come on late for those set pieces, for those opportunities that happen late in games as we're pushing on for a goal. If we're 2-2 in a game and we're dominating and we need to get a goal, we bring him on. He's our free kick taker. He's our corner kick taker. And I think he is one of the best options we have from set pieces. Moving on to our 10s. Pretty easy for me. Yunus Musa should be in the camp. He's been playing stunning for Valencia as of late. He's been very, very good. Second one has made a name for himself in the Premier League this season for Leeds. Brendan Aronson. I cannot pick a starter between these two. Can we play with 2 10s? No, but seriously, I could see Musa or Aronson being the starter, and I wouldn't be upset. Whichever one, it just depends on what we want to do with our cam. Do we want that more creative spark? Do we want to have more of a pressing, more of a presence in the midfield? Obviously, we have McKennie and Adams in the midfield already giving a good presence. So you could see Aronson playing as like a double 8 with McKennie, playing 2 8s and then have a 6 behind them. Obviously, that's kind of similar to what we do with Musa anyways. It just depends on what we want to do come the World Cup. We could test it out during the September camp, and I would be excited to see something different in the September camp. Moving along to left wing, obviously Pulisic makes the team, regardless of his game time at Chelsea. I think he's obviously one of our best players. For his backup, there's really not many great left wing options for the USMNT. So I'm going to go with Jordan Morris. Obviously, there's a few other players I'm going to talk about here in a second that can play on the left as well. So we're going to slide over to the right wing where we have Giovanni Reyna. I think he should be starting on the right wing for the September camp. Obviously, Timothy Weah is our starting right winger, has been for the entirety of qualifying, probably will continue to be a starter for us. And that backup spot for left wing would probably go to Gio Reyna at the moment until he finds his form. And then it's going to be a mess of who do we start in attack, which is an exciting thing to think about as a USMNT fan, because we're used to seeing like players that, okay, we know this player's going to start. For example, Pulisic, we know he's going to start usually, but if Reyna's his backup, is Reyna going to be able to push him for that starter role? Is he going to, be able to light a fire under him to push him to be better? Backup right winger, got to be Josh Sargent for me. He's been playing just really, really good for Norwich this season. I'm not quite sure on the stat numbers, but he's been scoring, he's been assisting, he's been playing very good in the Championship. It seemed like the Premier League was a little early of a move for him. He's getting his feet wet in the Championship. Hopefully, Norwich can rebound and we can see him next year in the Premier League. But at the time, for the September camp, he should be there based on current form alone. Finally, the striker position. And these 3 striker positions feel pretty easy to me. First one, regular striker, Haji Wright. I think he should be probably a starter for the September camp because I liked what he had in the summer. But I want to see a little bit more from him. And that's why I'm going to put him as one of my strikers. Our second striker, Jesus Ferreira. He's been very good for Dallas. He's continued to play very well for Dallas. And I think he should be one of our starters. Third starter, Jordan Pifak from Union Berlin. He looks very good in the Bundesliga. He's got 2 goals, 2 assists, I believe, so far this season. and I can just, if things keep firing for him, he could put a name in for our World Cup starter, even though he struggled for the national team previously. I would like to see him in the September camp continuing to get minutes with the national team, continue to build that chemistry. I wouldn't be upset with any three of those strikers. A few strikers, obviously, that I'm missing out. Ricardo Pepi, he needs to find his form in the Dutch league. He's playing with Groningen. Did get an assist on the weekend, which I was happy to see. He came off the bench, got an assist. I would like to see what he continues to do for the Dutch team for Groningen in the Eredivisie. But that's kind of what my September camp's looking like. Starting lineup, we're going to go with Matt Turner, Serginho Dest, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Walker Zimmerman, Anthony Robinson, Tyler Adams, Weston McKennie, Yunus Musa as a double 8, Pulisic, Haji Wright, and Giovanni Reina. That is my starting 11 against Japan. I would like to see a full strength 11 in that game just to see what we have as a starting lineup and build that chemistry. Obviously, Reina on the right instead of, or way on the right instead of Reina would be the only exception. Obviously, Sargent as well can play a striker if we decide to bring him on. We could end up running if Pulisic is struggling to find his form in the World Cup, we can go to a 2-striker formation with a Sargent and Haji or something of that sort. Or, we have 4 strikers, 4 people that can play striker for the national team in this squad. Play Reina as a cam, or we could do like a double cam with him and Erison, something of that sort. Obviously, I'm just throwing out random formations at this point, kind of breaking away from the 4-3-3 that we're used to with the national team. But just some ideas if Pulisic doesn't get the minutes he needs at Chelsea to find his form and to get his fitness up. We'll just obviously have to see. Obviously, I'm recording this before the September camp, as I said. But if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like, comment down below how we can improve, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss another video.